Is Luffy's true identity still unknown? What do you mean? You might ask. Well, Luffy has abilities that continues to make us scratch our heads. First is played against Kaido, where a lot of people assume that his power or his transformation was gigantification, but now we have him materializing items from his hair. So what is going on with Luffy's Devil Fruit that has his drawbacks that are continue to have him lose bodily functions for at least 10 minutes or grow old? What is the catalyst that drives his abilities? And that's exactly what I'm going to discuss to you about in this video. However, there are a lot of YouTubers out here right now hungry to create content for you guys. And my main objective is to spread this information across YouTube and all other platforms alike. Now you can help me do this. You can help me reach my goal of spreading this information and delivering it to the appropriate channels by hitting that subscribe button. Now back to the regular scheduled programming. Luffy is comparable to the Monkey King, Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong possesses many abilities, including his amazing strength and his extremely fast speed. Now, some of his abilities are mind-blowing. Sun Wukong acquired the 72 earthly transformations, which allowed him to access 72 unique powers. Guys, Luffy's going to be a spine-bending, back-breaking, hole-carving.
What did he say?
Now, Sun Wukong acquires 72 earthly abilities.
What do you mean by that?
This allowed him to have 72 different unique powers. This includes the ability of shape-shifting and transformation. His hair has magical properties. The crazy part is that Luffy's, and as we see Luffy creating a pair of goggles from his hair right before using Booming White Rocket, this goes to show you the level of his powers. Now we have to think about it. Is Luffy actual real powers is creation? Would you consider creation and imagination to be the same thing? At this point, Luffy's ability is exactly creation. So if he's able to create exactly what he wants when he wants to, out of his hair, not of thin air, this gives him, I would imagine that his ability to use this Devil Fruit in transformation and along with his unique abilities would cause for a great deal amount of will and haki over this Devil Fruit. And we take a Kaido, for example, who's been using his Devil Fruit way longer than Luffy has and has unlocked his true potential over his Devil Fruit a long time ago versus the Luffy who's just 19 and Luffy has been using his Gum Gum No Mi fruit a lot longer than what we actually think of, but not to this extent. This has never been the extent of Luffy's abilities. We've always seen Luffy stretch, and of course, when he unlocked Gear 3rd, which is pretty much just gigantification over his limbs, we haven't seen him use it to this extent as we have been seeing as of now. And the caliber of opponents that he's been fighting has also increased. So we can only expect Luffy to he's going to unlock a new form of haki where he's going to be able to master and use his transformation abilities more consistently. Or let's just say he creates another gear. How would that affect Luffy's health overall? Because as you know that as Luffy continues to go up every gear he goes up, it seems like the drawbacks are his health is actually becoming destabilized. If he continues to unlock different gears without first forming and mastering over his haki, then we're going to see Luffy health starts to deteriorate. And I think if that happens, we're not going to see Luffy past the end of this manga, unfortunately. However, with that being said, I think that a lot has to go on before we get to that point. And Luffy is just 19, guys. We got to remember that Luffy is still young and Luffy is still maturing himself. So, ask you this: have we seen Luffy's full extent of his abilities? No, we have not. That's the straightforward answer. And the answer is we have not seen Luffy's extent to his true abilities. And there's a lot that has to go on before we even get to that point. Will we ever get to that point? Of course we will. But as of right now, we just have to watch and hang on and see where Oda wants to steer this story. Now that that's finished, why does Luffy suffer from old age and immobilization after using his transformation? Luffy hasn't mastered his own haki, of course. And I wouldn't say that he hasn't mastered his own haki, but he has not become that expert level of haki as he should be when he's wielding such power as this Devil Fruit as the Sun God Nika. Now, if we have to imagine why Luffy is going through what he's going through, imagine you're running a 400-meter race. And at the shot of the gun, you give 100% in the first 100 meters. What's going to happen to you? Ultimately, you're going to lose all your stamina and you're going to become very exhausted. Now, Luffy does have a greater amount of haki, but that only allows him to tap into some of those unique abilities only temporarily, which is why we cannot bet that Luffy will, instead of finding or create another gear, I think he just unlocks the true potential of a master of over haki, which will allow him to complete his journey to Laugh Tale. Now the evidence is there, and it is now clear that Luffy's true dream is. Now, as far as who's Luffy's true identity, make sure you click over to this video here where I'm discussing what Luffy's true dream is and what he's going to go through as far as his journey to Laugh Tale.